Boy, you know you make me float. Boy, you really get me high. Ooh, that's you.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to Black and Curious. I'm Kandron,
What's up? What's up? It's Dehjai.
and we have drinks, first of all. I'm just having a regular, degular, ordinary mimosa. Excuse my nails, they look terrible.
I am having sparkling water with strawberries and rehydrated yuzu lemons.
Wow, impressive. Lovely. All right. So, we have come here with a topic for the group, for the class. We want to talk through the Jeannie Mai Jeezy pregnancy situation. So, for backstory, basically, Jeannie Mai is the co-host of the
Real?
The Real. I was like View Talk, then neither of those. Real of the Real, and she has been adamant all along the way that she didn't want children and ended up divorcing her husband because he was adamant that he wanted children and thought that she was going to change her mind at some point. And she was adamant that no, she would not be doing that.
Exactly.
So fast forward a couple years down the road, she ends up marrying rapper Jeezy. That's a whole other set of circumstances, but she.
Maybe we should talk about that too, but
Okay, well, quickly, well, let's give a little background about that too. So, Jeannie Mai basically said that she liked to play with black men, but ultimately would be married.
Never.
Right, would ultimately never, and ultimately did.
Right.
So, anyways, now she's married to Jeezy and is like hard eyes, happy emoji with him, and just announced that she is pregnant. And so, there's a whole lot of backstory about, how her ex-husband feels, even though he's moved on and has two children with someone else. But there's been a lot of chatter about that. So, yes. What are your thoughts?
I think a lot of people have actually said it on social media when they were like, basically, Jeannie said that she didn't want to have kids, but what she really meant was that she didn't want to have kids with him. And that she couldn't see herself being a mother to his children. And which is okay, right?
Yeah.
I think that in Jeannie's case, because it just doesn't ever seem, well, I mean, she said it on TV that she never wanted to be a mother and all this kind of stuff, but like, I liken her experience and like what's happening to her now as to my own, where I've been saying since I was probably like 33 that I did not want to have kids. But at the same token, I said that I don't want to have kids as the person that I am now. If I were in a committed relationship with someone and I could see that for us, or I would imagine that I would want to see that for us because I'm a lovey-dovey person and I would want to see like what comes from us. But at the big age that I am today, I don't know that still rings true. But hey, Jeannie Mai is 42. Well, Jeannie Mai Jenkins, let's get this right. She's 42. So like sis got 4 years on me. So it's anything is possible. I don't necessarily feel like what she did is wrong because like that's her fucking life. Do you, sis? But the backlash that she's getting around it now, like I don't know if you've been in the blogosphere, but a lot of people have had things to say to the ex-husband, and he has like come out and was just like, well, I got rid of trash and this, that, and her. And I'm just like, is that really necessary? Like,
it's not, because you've moved on and you have two children with somebody else.
But my thing is, when you start to bash your ex because you all left because of a specific thing and now they're with someone else and now they're having a child, it makes it seem as though you still have feelings.
Right, you're not over it.
Yeah. And so his argument has been, and not that this conversation needs to be about him, but like his argument has been that like he doesn't care about that. He's happy with his little family now and so on and so forth. But like, people are gonna always
link
you Jeannie Mai. Right. Exactly. But are you?
Yeah.
But like my thing is, people are always going to link you to Jeannie Mai and a relationship that you all had because you were married for like 10 plus years and then got divorced because of the fact that she never changed her mind about having your babies. I think it would have been better of him to just come out and be like, you know what? I'm happy that she's happy. I'm happy. And like, that's all that matters. Like all this other conversation that you all are having on the internet is irrelevant to me because I am in a committed relationship with someone who birthed my children. And I think they're engaged. They're not married yet.
They are.
Nonetheless, like you're supposed to be happy. So be happy. All this trash talking is stupid.
Yeah, I agree. Also, just to add, beyond the silent with you, like that's a whole thing nowadays of like you say you don't want something, but it's like there's a silent with you on the end. But beside all of that, I think that, like you said, time can bring things out of you. Certain relationships can bring things out of you. And I don't necessarily think, like, I don't think it was a slight to him or that she didn't love her ex-husband. I think what it was is we have to also think about the fact that Jeezy has other children. So she may have seen that bond that he shared with his other children and very much decided like, oh, this is something that I'd like to do with him. Like I see how he is, I see how he parents, and this is something that I want to do with him. And she didn't have that example, for better or worse, with her ex-husband, and so maybe she just never felt it pressing the way she felt it seeing Jeezy interact with his other children. And I think that could have been a catalyst for her to sort of change her mind. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Like everybody's entitled to change their mind, but I think a lot of people are really giving it a lot more like, well, she must not have loved the other guy, and I just don't think that's true. Like I think you can have different love with different people. You can have, I'm sure there are certain things in her old relationship that maybe, Jeezy doesn't do, and there's things that he does that the other guy didn't do. These are two different relationships.
That there were things that she didn't know that she needed until she met someone who gave that to her. And that is why she fell in love with him.
Exactly. And so I think, congratulations to them. I hope that they raise wonderful, I'm going to be careful here, wonderfully cultured brown children who have a full understanding of what it means to be both sides of their brown.
I don't imagine that they wouldn't. I think that,
given her past comments, it gives me a little bit of, remember that lady from couples therapy we were talking about?
Give them the backstory so that they know.
Okay, we watched couples therapy, and there was this, forgive me, I want to say she was Puerto Rican. Am I right? Puerto Rican woman. She was married to a Black man.
She was Afro-Puerto Rican, to be exact.
Afro-Puerto Rican, definitely not white facing under any circumstance. You look at her, you see that she is a person of color, if you will. Even if you don't know what that color is, you look at her and you know. And so, but she still had a very negative connotation toward like Black men. And I was nervous, and I don't remember exactly what she said. If you do, please jump in here. But I was very nervous about the fact that she had Black children, because it was very much like, and sometimes I see people and I'm just like, I'm really nervous about your Black kids, because like all of your rhetoric does not give me you want to raise Black children. It gives me like, we are the world, or you're going to raise them to be exceptional Black. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're going to raise them to be so exceptional that they're above it all, which we know is a crock of shit. Like, there is no above it all when you live in brown skin, period. Full stop. So that's why I'm saying I hope that, I mean, I feel like Jeezy will have that good influence on the children, but I hope that, she has adjusted her thought processes as it relates to, Black people, and is able to raise well-adjusted Black, a well-adjusted Black child for the time being.
Yeah, I think I feel like because of those comments that she made early on about Black men, I think that's when Tamar was on the show.
It was because Tamar was like,
girl, what the hell is you talking about?
Tamar said one of my favorite ad libs that I still say to this day. Because she was like, Jeannie was kind of trying to clean it up and it was like, I don't remember exactly what she said. It was something along the lines of like, I'm not racist. And Tamar was like, are you sure? Are you sure? So I still say, I say it that way when I'm questioning somebody. But yeah, she definitely was on the show because she was looking like, you can have to keep talking because I want to hear all that you have to say on this topic. And so did Lonnie. They were kind of both looking at her like,
what the hell are you saying, sis?
Where is this going? Where is this going?
I wish that Tamar was on the show now to have this conversation with Jeannie. Like, so we're now married and we're expecting a Black child. And so what is that going to look like for you considering the things that you said on nationally syndicated television?
Yeah. And we know just as Black people, Black women, we know that, everybody that like Black men don't like Black people.
And which is astounding to me.
And do not believe in all of the things that we have gone through. And we see that as Black people, but also on TikTok. TikTok proves it every day. Instagram proves it every day. Twitter proves it every day of that Black people, that you can be married to a Black person and still not like Black people.
Hell, the person that you married don't like Black people either. Quiet as it's kept.
So that's all I'm saying. And I just want them to raise, obviously they'll be privileged children, but you still have to raise privileged children with an understanding of who they are. Like, for instance, I remember, this is kind of off topic, but we'll tie it in. I read Gabrielle Union's book, We're Gonna Need More Wine, the one before the one that's out right now. And she talked about the conversation that she had to have with Zaire and the nephew, because they're like driving golf carts through the neighborhood, like whipping the golf carts, and they were like,
oh no, y'all can't do that.
Like, they're coming at it from a gaze of like privilege, like I'm Dwayne Wade's son, and like everybody else is looking at it like you're just a Black kid, like we don't know who you belong to, and they're like whipping so they had to like sit down and have the like, you are a Black kid, like nobody knows looking at you who your parent is, they're going to assume you're here to rob us, like or that you have taken this golf cart. So they had to like they still had to have those conversations, even raising privileged children. Yeah. And so my point is, I'm hoping that even though they'll be raising a privileged mixed race Black child, mixed race child that's Black, and what is she? I don't want to.
I think Jeannie is Vietnamese.
Okay.
I think so.
I'm going to say Asian because I don't want to get it wrong, but mixed race, Black and Asian child that they will, and she specifically will, broaden her views and her horizons to be able to raise a child that's well adjusted on all fronts.
Yeah. I mean, I would concur. The best of luck to the Jenkins and the Loosie that they are bringing into the world. But that's all I got for you.
Absolutely. Same. I mean, we can wrap it up. This was pretty short, but do you want to talk a little bit more about this Silent with You, or you think we've done enough here?
So the question that I have though is like, what do you mean? No, never mind. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
I was about to be like, what do you mean about Silent with You? I was thinking about something else, but I guess so I can change the way this question was formulating in my mind.
Sure.
What are other things that could be, or that you would consider like silent with yous in relationships?
That's a good question.
Like, because it's not just like that. The children thing is probably on the top of the list, but there are a lot of other things that I would think that people, they just don't. Oh, I don't do this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what else would fall under that category?
So yeah, I don't have an answer for that. But
I don't know that I do either right off the top of my dome. But
I mean, I think it's very situational, but like it
yeah.
can be anything really. It could be it could be I don't cook for you. It could be I don't, what it could be I don't do whatever. I don't know.
The biggest
It
one
could
that
be
comes to mind for me now is the silent with you of niggas who be like, oh yeah, I'm not looking for a relationship.
boom.
That's like, so women is I don't want to have kids, silent with you. Men is
Mhm.
I'm not looking for a relationship. That's the equivalent.
I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. Definitely could not agree more. The I'm not looking to be in a relationship. The with you is absolutely silent on the end of that, because when a man finds someone that he's very interested in, he moves like he is interested and like he would like to be
Okay,
in a
like a
relationship
damn
with
speed of
that
light.
person. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Um, if you guys can think of any other like silent with you situations, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Uh, do we get it? Did we get everything?
We got it.
All right. So follow us everywhere, Black and Curious. It's Black and Curious on Twitter, Black and Curious, all spelled out on everything else. Like, comment, subscribe. That's it.
And toodaloo.
You know you make me float. Boy, you really get me high.